Well, it's been a long time, and God, it feels good to be back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting, awesome episode here on Chucky's Discussion. That theme song really feels so good, it never hits different. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Chucky's Discussion. My name is Charles Tucker. You guys might know me already from Constant Cheese Entertainment. And hey, you're new here. Hello, how you doing? So just a few corrections to say on this. As you guys know, we recently dropped our first episode of the podcast of season 2. And maybe you guys have noticed it or not, but I'm going to say it anyway. So I know I didn't say, welcome to the Great All American Pizza Podcast. I was tired that night. It was a Friday night. I just did it in the middle of the night, late recording, and took like 2 days to edit of it. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy that episode. We got more episodes coming soon here on the Great All American Pizza Podcast. But as you may know, here on Chucky Discussion, this is something we do a bit different. We sit down and we discuss all things Chuck E. Cheese, showbiz, all that whatnot stuff. And no, we got more Chucky discussions on the way. This one, we're actually going to be discussing something that's been going around the community for those who has remembered it or not. But I am not here alone. As you know, we got a lot of interesting fans around here. And surprisingly, this is a first collab that I never thought I'd see doing. But we're actually here right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the screen that's off because I don't want to show his face. That's respectful. All the way from Hattiesburg, Pennsylvania, Cheezy Facts.
Hey.
Yes, and for those who
I'm
are aware,
tired.
you're good. For those who are aware who Cheezy is, he actually used to work at the Hattie's Pennsylvania store, which used to house a two-stage, a CFC beta, and now the Dance Floor 2.0.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot of footages out there, like from the Birthday Star 92, from Land of 1,000 Dances, and a couple other footages out there that you can just check out Hattiesburg. But today I got Cheesy on here because he actually posted something a while back about something very interesting, and I figure some of you guys may or may not remember this or not. But hey, Cheesy, what about you explain to them about it?
It's about it's about something that's been going on for a few years now that's been in the talks. It's what they call the retro store or the destination store. Do you want me to explain it?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read it off of my post because I don't really know much off of the top of my head. So the retro store is a current in development concept for new stores featuring the old animatronics from like current stages, like the 3 stage, rocker stage, all that, and old posters that were saved from 2.0 remodels or closures and closures. These stores will look like the Chuck E. Cheese's from like the late 90s, early 90s, like Tux era. But this is in the talking stage, and none of this is confirmed yet. But a few people from Corp F came out and confirmed this, but it's still in the talking stage.
Yes, as for example, Donovan did have confirmed something about this on one of his live streams a few months back, along with the brand new system, which some stores do may or may not have. But we're not going to talk about the new system because let's be real, it sucks. But
Yeah,
we're going to
that's
be
like
talking about yes, but
That's like 80% of stores are gone now because of that new system. But anyways,
yeah. But we're gonna be talking about the retro store. What can we expect? How can it really show potential? And as like Cheesy said, it's in the talking stage right now. Of course, I know Chuck E. Cheese, they're focusing on the remodels. They're having this trampoline thing for the newer 2.0 restaurants, and a lot of other things are happening behind the scenes that some of us may or may not know about. But the retro store is one of the biggest topics that a lot of fandom members are really asking and talking about, because as some of you guys may or may not know, that some stores have been getting saved by corporate lately for a good while. So we're gonna discuss our opinions and how this can really show potential. So Cheesy, why about you start it off?
which I started off with.
Oh, well, your opinion.
Sorry.
How you get your opinions and how this thing can really show like potential and stuff for the
So, okay, so first off, it's not just the fans who want this; it's the general public who want this. While working at Chuck E. Cheese after the 2.0 remodel, after that was all done, I've gotten people asking, "Oh, where's the robot at? And where's Chucky? He's not on the stage anymore." And unfortunately, I had to explain to them what happened, and they were all disappointed for the people who
mm,
asked me. It's it's very. I mean, I understand where I understand what Chuck E. Cheese is trying to do. They're trying to modernize, and you know they want to look fresher, cleaner, more modern, which sucks because it's not really like no one likes it. Well, only a few people do, but gotta think here. Sorry.
no, you're good.
It's more like 2.0 remodels, like they're getting lazier with it. Like with the new, I don't know if a lot of people know, I'm sure they do now, but the refresh remodels, they are like they're gonna remove the stage still and add the posters, but they're not gonna replace I believe they're not gonna replace the seating and the carpet. I'm not 100% on the carpet, but I know they're not replacing seating
Mm-hmm.
and they're not like remodeling the restrooms or anything. So basically they're getting like lazier and lazier
So
as they go on.
basically like what Plano did,
With what?
like they just remodeled.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Oh my God, it's a loud car. Sorry if you heard that. City. Anyways, uh, yeah, they're just getting lazier, and I understand why. I'm pretty sure they're just trying to save money because these remodels cost a lot of money,
That's true. That is
and they just got out of bankruptcy 3 years ago,
right.
which they don't have a lot of money as they used to
That's true.
per
Also,
se.
yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much 2.0 for you. It's in like the general public doesn't. Well, the majority of the general public don't like it, only because it kind of took the fun and entertainment out of Chuck E. Cheese. No pun intended, but it's not the same anymore. Growing up, but all good things must come to an end.
That's true.
But it sucks.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like for someone who has gone to a 2.0, like many of the time as a cast member, it's amazing. But you're right, it doesn't like the fun there is like not, it's not fun anymore. Or
Right,
I say it's not really, no pun intended, funner to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
right, as they say it is, but it's really not.
Right, especially like as besides us fans, who's watching, like who's listening in and watching this right now, like besides us, like we grew up with the animatronics, we knew how much these animatronics mean to us. These were our childhoods. These are one that,
Right, we grew up watching these robots perform for many years,
right, and
right.
it was like now you walk into a Chuck E. Cheese,
And
and
there's nothing.
yeah, there's nothing. They're just like games, a dance floor, and a TV screen. The basically, in other words, like the magic is just kind of gone, as some people would say. Yeah,
Right.
but.
Yeah, it's not the same,
Mhm.
which is pretty obvious.
Right. And with them, with this retro store, that's been in development plan and stuff, where you see like the potential for it having.
Should I start off with how I figured out about it, or should we just cut to the chase?
I mean,
So, you're the host, it's up to you.
let's go for it. Okay.
Okay, so this was back during, I believe, the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
and I was on a call. This is back when it wasn't supposed to be like talked about, which, it's everybody knows now, but I forget who, but I was on a call with my friends. Most of them left the fandom, but
Mm.
they were telling us how they were going to be building a museum. Now, I don't know if I want to say this. I don't know if well, I doubt it's going to happen, so I might as well just say it. They were supposed to be putting a museum store, like a legitimate museum in Orlando.
That's what I was hearing too.
That was, huh?
I heard that as well. A lot of people say Orlando.
Yeah, a lot of people now. So I'm good with talking about it, but yeah, so they're supposed to build one, I believe, at one of the east or west locations.
That
From
would
what I heard, they were supposed to demolish that and then rebuild it as a museum, which obviously I don't think that's going to happen.
because East and West got remodeled.
Right. Well, yeah, unfortunately, they're really good stores. But um yeah, and once I first heard that, like I got very excited, as a fan who wants this.
Hmm.
It was very exciting at the time, even though it won't happen for another few years. But
Right.
so ever since that, I haven't heard anything about a museum. Now, Donovan in the live stream, he talked about how the museum wouldn't be a good idea because it's literally just a museum. You go in, you look at it, and you get out. Like it's
Like
not
boring.
fun.
It's the boring thing. That's what he's saying is like when you go to a museum, it just gets boring. You look at these artifacts, pictures, whatever it is, and then you walk around and
Yeah,
you
they want entertainment and stuff,
right.
but you know, unfortunately, that's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they went through with it. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about a museum. All I know is that there is a retro store or destination store happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not confirmed, but I think it's in the talks. Pretty sure.
Right, right, right.
Um. Okay. So what were we gonna talk about next?
How the potential, like how would this
Oh,
show?
the potential. Yes. So what they're gonna do, from what I've heard, is they're gonna put it in like it's not gonna be like every other Chuck E. Cheese where it's like in your little hometown or whatever. I think they're gonna be putting them. This is pure speculation, by the way. It's not confirmed. This is just my theory. They're gonna be putting them in like tourist areas or like big cities like Dallas, San Jose, Orlando, which Orlando's a big candidate because
That's true.
it's Orlando.
So it's capital city.
Disney World, Universal, all that.
Yes, creative engineering, showbiz, like you name it, they got it.
Now, from what the Chuckypedia article said about retro stores, they were planning one or possible candidates for them having a retro store was either I think Orlando or somewhere in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure. Which I don't know. I assumed Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't really know North Carolina well, so I don't know. But the potential I see, I think I think it will go very well because like older generations will be able to relive the experience they had as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
along with all the fans, because I'm sure fans will be going there.
Right.
Like if they once they confirm it, dude, I want to go there, like opening day, grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want it to happen. I hope, and I know a lot of people want it to happen too, but we don't know yet.
I totally agree.
But I think Chuck E. Cheese will make a lot of profit out of this because people want old stuff. Like
Right.
a lot of stores are going back to their old ways, like Burger King, Pizza Hut. I think that's all I can think of. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's more out there, but those are the only two I can think of. Um, yeah, and that's what the people want nowadays. They want the old nostalgic stuff, not the new stuff.
The McDonald's is like I don't know, from recently, like a few months back. I see McDonald's on their Instagram. They posted the hamburger and something, and
I'm pretty sure they still like they released that Happy Meal a few months ago with the
yeah,
toys in it.
the last year thing, the adult Happy Meal. If everyone remembers those toys,
I mean, at least they recognize it. Like they still acknowledge the past and like Chuck
yeah,
E. Cheese
right,
in some
right,
way.
yeah,
But they're different companies. They're different.
brands and stuff makes sense.
Yeah, but the potential, I think it's pretty good. I feel like it would be a last resort if they. I don't know if this will happen. I don't know how Corp is with their money right now, but I
Mm-hmm.
think if theoretically speaking, if they file for bankruptcy again, if they can somehow come out of it again, maybe they'll start implementing the retro stores in some cities.
Right.
I don't know though. That's just what I think.
I got you.
Now, I mean, that's pretty much it. I think overall, I think it's going to be very successful with
Yeah,
the older generations of fans of
mm-hmm.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Totally agree with you. I'll add in on that as well. You're right. I do see this thing having potential. Now, I know a lot of people saying it might be in Orlando because Orlando got pretty much everything, and that's where most of the
That's,
hmm?
you go ahead. I was thinking.
And that's like mostly where some of the animatronic shows, Disney,
Hmm.
were always created at.
And that's where all like might I add, there's like a lot of traffic there too. So
True, 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 true. Um, I see this really having potential. I know there's gonna have a bit of pros and cons, and I know like outside too. I know that Aaron Fector from Creative Engineering is like doing his own little museum type thing. From last time I heard, he was like,
oh, is he?
yeah, like I heard he was leaving out his building and moving to a new one.
Yeah, he moved. He went to a new one. The old one in Orlando is gone. I don't know where he went though. I don't really pay attention to him and his
Somewhere in
business.
Florida, from what I remember, but I don't know if anyone's
I
trying.
know it's in Florida. I just don't know
You
where.
know, let us know in the comments below the updates for those who subscribe to it, because I'm not paying like 65 a year for.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm not really a fan of the RAA. So
That makes sense too. But I think like that does leave up the question and everything too. Like again, this does see potential. At the company they can make a profit out of this because with so many they're going through and with remodels costing so much money and all this other stuff. Like you said, they got out of bankruptcy like 3 years ago, and they're still pouring out their
and
money.
they're jumping the gun again.
Yes,
They
they
basically went back to where they started
pretty
almost.
much. And I stayed before, like to so many people, like this is the only way they're losing money is through remodels, and they're redoing remodels for remodel stores and all this other junk. But it's the roller coaster for them. But with this retro store, destination store, I do see it have potential. Now, nationwide in big cities, I can possibly say yeah, and then kind of like no, in a way, it all depends on the cities and how much of like attention it can really kind of get.
And I'm sure they'll test it in like a city or two, and then once it depends on how it goes. If it's successful, then yeah, they'll start
Yeah,
like spreading
right,
across the nation. But for now, they'll probably just test like they always do.
right. But my biggest thing is,
But
besides them saving shows from specific restaurants and stuff, my only thing is that they do plan to push this idea out there, you know, because you got to think about it too. There's so many documents that are not found because during the merger period from Cali to Texas, either some documents have been lost to the end of time or kept from some employees who still are around, maybe not around. I mean, who knows? Travis and having Chucky and Krusty. I don't even know how that's going to work out, because you've been having those guys for quite a long time. And
right,
I don't know
they're
if
relics, like huge relics of the past.
yeah, and there's not much other cybernetics out there. I mean, you got Captain Slappy having Dolly Dimples in Harmony. Damon, he has his show, and you got like all these other characters are in like different places out of state through like barns or music stores or retrofits, or some are just like not around. So I mean, like I said, I see this as potential, but I don't know like how all the documents will come all together because like hey, you can go to the Voto Auto Museum to see the Beagles, King, the King Cat, Little Shavers.
Yeah,
You can go to Smitty's and check out the Peace on Players, the King, the Beagles. It's and then you got other private collectors out there like in the community, like JoJo, Matt, uh Bullfrog, just to name a few.
me. No, I'm kidding. My bot's not gonna work. He's done.
But I just don't. I kind of see that. Like, I get it why you're saving some of these shows, but it's
Oh,
like,
should we talk about that next? Like which stores got saved? Because I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to say this.
oh yeah, sure, sure, sure. I know Rockford got saved right
Well,
off the bat.
yeah, we'll get into that. Just you want to continue, you can.
Yeah,
We'll get
we'll
into
finish
that.
that part up. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. But I just feel like if they're gonna have like a little selection room or something, for specific histories and everything,
That'd be like a museum. I'm pretty sure they'll. What I think is that they're just gonna do it based on era. They won't have like more than one stage. I'm sure they'll have like one stage
pretty much,
per store,
right? But
like
I
a
mean,
3 stage, rocker stage, all that.
yeah. I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen between now and the future. But I kind of see this like going somewhere as well. But yeah, let's talk about
Yeah. It's possible. It's definitely possible. We just don't know
when.
when.
Yeah, and plus this C.C.E. as well. They do have ideas that will come through and probably will scrap. So hopefully this idea does go well and kind of
Right.
push itself somewhere. But yeah, let's talk
Right.
about stores that have been saved. Like I said, I know Rockford got saved.
So Rockford did indeed get saved. I'm pretty sure they got the whole stage. They got everything.
Mhm.
Now, other stores, including Laurel, Maryland, which had I
Oh right,
believe
that's true. That's true. Laurel,
the
Maryland.
last latex pizza cam. That stage got sent back.
That's true. They did. I totally forgot about that.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
gosh. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Like
Oh no,
cars are loud.
you probably won't hear it on the end when this whole thing comes
I
out.
hope not. It's a big distraction. I hate it. But anyways,
Welcome to Philly.
Laurel got saved.
Mhm.
What?
I said, welcome to Philly.
No, I'm in Harrisburg. Philly's worse. Philly is worse.
Woo.
Football team sucks, but I won't get into
Woo.
that. Anyways, so yeah, Laurel got saved, so that means the pizza cam isn't really extinct. He's still out there. He's just not in the store, which is good. I mean, okay, but aside from that, I'm gonna pull up the Chuckypedia thing because it has the list. Hold on,
By the way, you want to check out some great
just give me
info,
a moment here.
provide
I'm just
the
trying to.
link down in the description below for Chuckypedia. All your information on Chuck E. Cheese.
The last store the last store we had to talk about because I don't think it's true, but Sidell, Louisiana.
Lydell,
Yeah,
that closed back in 2020 during the pandemic.
was that a phase 3 store?
Yes, it was our second
That's what I thought.
phase 3. Homo was our last one before the hurricane.
So several posters were taken by court. Laurel and Rockford, we already went through. Springfield, Ohio, the posters were taken.
Yeah.
And now the last one, it says here, Huntsville, Alabama, 3 stage was taken. Now, the thing is, I don't know if that's true because the stage itself and the stage props were thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where cosmetics and mechs are, so I'm not 100% on Huntsville, but if you know, leave a comment,
Yeah,
please.
I sworn I thought I heard someone say that they either got the short or Kurt saved them. In my mind's like, okay, Kurt will probably save them because he's the one that took care of that show since the very beginning.
Right.
But yeah,
And
anyone
there was,
let us know.
huh? Yeah. And there was other stores that were supposed to get it, and there's actually other stores that have been saved. We don't know all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Madison, Tennessee was supposed to get taken, but they ended up throwing them out.
Really? Oh yeah,
Um,
that's really cool.
uh, this isn't confirmed, but possibly like Hampton, Virginia, or Chesapeake Peak Trail. They were both phase 3s, like completely phase 3.
Yeah.
Though those are possible candidates for it because their posters were old.
Mm.
But also SPT, the warehouse in Kansas,
Yep.
they have a lot of old C.C.E. stuff, so I'm sure they're probably done taking stuff from stores.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also Northridge, which is remodeling in June,
That's
which I don't know what they're doing. I think they're taking stuff, but I'm not sure on that.
they should. They should. I honestly
They
think
should.
because there's a lot of things in that show. I mean, that whole restaurant, like that needs to be taken and bring to the retro store. Especially it's been around since 1980.
And it's like I'm pretty sure it's like one of the last I think fully unremodeled stores. I'm not sure.
Right.
Which, I hope they do take stuff because it's gonna be dumb if they throw it out.
Right.
But then there's also gonna be all the fans from LA trying to swarm in and take stuff.
True. True. True.
So if they do end up getting thrown out, good luck and be quick. about it.
Might be out by the time the remodel starts. We're not sure. Usually we upload our episodes and all our videos 2 times a week on a Saturday. So
Okay.
yeah. So
We'll know. We'll find out.
we'll
We'll
find
update.
this videos out. You guys will know for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the retro stores. I mean, with dates, the last thing I should probably talk about is dates. We don't know when it's gonna happen. Some people have said next year that they're gonna announce it, which that I mean they're almost done. Like there's only a few stores out there that aren't remodeled. There's only a matter of time until all of them get wiped out. Which I mean, there's still franchises out in like Canada. Or no, I don't think Canada's franchise. I think they're corp owned. There's like Hawaii, and then like franchises throughout the U.S., but they're also getting bought by corp.
Right.
So really, there's only a matter of time until everything's gone, and then that's probably when they're going to start talking about the retro stores. Because I'm sure, I think that once almost, or if almost every 2.0, if every store's 2.0, then they're going to start doing the retro stores.
Right.
But for now, no one knows, really.
Right. It's just a mystery.
Huh?
I said it's just a mystery
Yeah, it's just a mystery.
until further notice and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, uh-oh. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
All right, my AirPods went off. Anyways, see, that's pretty much all I have to talk about for the retro stores. I mean, there's not much to it. It's only just basic information. We don't know much.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Which I'll update people, but
Right. Which, hey, I mean, look, whichever way it goes, it should be, if it be tested, if the tests all go good, then
I'm sure it'll go good. It's a good thing that they're gonna do that if they decide to do that.
Right. But hey, only time will tell for the future for C.C.E. But let us know in the comments below what your guys' thoughts of the retro stores, which stores you guys want to see get saved, and anything else about other stuff. But that's enough time we have for today here on Chucky's discussion. Thank you so much, Cheezy, for taking your time out to discuss with us about the retro stores and make.
Thank you for having me.
No
Thank you
problem.
for having me.
No problem. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, y'all can follow Cheezy on Instagram and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link will be in the description below. If you want to read more up information about anything Chuck E. Cheese show, tapes, animatronics, all that other stuff, and more about the retro stores, you can check out Chuckypedia, which will be linked in the description below. And also a reminder, too, that here on C Talk Show, the Great All American Pizza Podcast, we'll be uploading new videos 2 times a week. So hopefully after this one, we'll probably have a new topic in the next 2 weeks or so. But that's our motto for it. If you haven't checked out the first episode, make sure you check it out. Haven't subscribed to Cheezy Entertainment, make sure you subscribe there as well. Links, all of it will be in the description below. If you have a discussion or an idea, let us know. And let us know again your thoughts of the retro store, the destination stores, what potential you guys see for it. Until then, you all stay safe, stay cool, and we'll see y'all next time for our next episode here on Chucky's Discussion.
All right, thank you.